We need to learn this so we don't repeat the same vile mistakes. And Donald Trump doesn't want us to learn. Well, he didn't learn. Donald Trump hadn't picked up a book since maybe junior high, maybe not even then. You may recognize this image. This is a photograph from 1863 of Peter Gordon in Louisiana, a former enslaved man who obviously lived for the rest of his days with the marks of his enslavement, with the proof of his systematic abuse and torture at the hands of his vile, sickening, white enslaver. Peter Gordon. The name of this image is The Scourged Back. This image is being removed by Donald Trump and the National Park Service because it's not sufficiently positive about America. Get a load of this headline from the Washington Post. This is the same thing that months ago when I started talking about the erasure of black contributions in this country, the contributions of black Americans, black people for no pay. In fact, they were rewarded with abuse and murder and rape and torture. They built this country.
Shalom. First, I'd like to start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai by Shem HaKadosh. The belongings that teaches others and the apostle of great millstone, likewise brothers put out the truth. Fifthly, fearlessly feeding the sheep unto brothers and sisters. Shalom. Today's lesson is titled, Hidden Iniquities Are Not Forgotten by the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Now you saw in that opening clip, okay, which is going to be the subject of this lesson today, in regards to the current administration. You know, the head of the current administration, Caesar Trump, okay, looking to hide all of the iniquities, okay, of their fathers, which we know, and I'm going to bring it out in the scriptures, that you are your fathers, okay, and the Lord Yahweh Shai does not forget anybody's iniquities except those, okay, of his chosen people who will return to repentance. He will forgive them. But for you Edomites, no matter how you try to use your current technology or your laws to hide what you have, the atrocities that you've committed against the children of Israel, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, whose seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Lord Yahweh Shai has already recorded. In fact, we have paid for our iniquities that we have committed in our past lives. Let's go into the book of Baruch 3 and 8, and we'll play some more of this video. It reads, Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Okay, so we are catching hell because of the things that we have done. So how much more so you, Esau? Why you think that by making these laws and these changes, that somehow it is going to erase the wickedness that you have committed against the children of Israel? Let's take a look at the rest of this video.
On their backs, by their stripes, this nation was built. And if it makes you feel uncomfortable because you're white and you're fragile, get the f*** over yourself. It's a fact that even after slavery, there was convict leasing. Even after slavery, there was, under color of law, Jim Crow. Even after slavery, thousands upon thousands of black women and children were lynched, violently murdered, as crowds gathered to celebrate and remove parts of the dead body of the black person as a souvenir. And Donald Trump doesn't want any reminder of our evil, disgusting, reprehensible, abhorrent past as a nation. What's if you don't teach your history, if you don't learn your history, if you don't remember your history, you're doomed to repeat it? Maybe that's the entire point. Get a load of this headline from the Washington Post. National Park to remove photo of enslaved man's scars. The Trump administration is ordering the removal of information on slavery at multiple national parks in an effort to scrub them of corrosive ideology. Remembering slavery is corrosive, not the reprehensible, torturous treatment of this human being. That's not what's corrosive ideology. Slavery itself is not corrosive ideology. White supremacy is not corrosive ideology to Donald Trump, who he himself is a white supremacist. It's remembering what was visited upon our black brothers and sisters in this country. That's what is corrosive. These fucking ghouls believe. The Trump administration has ordered the removal of signs and exhibits related to slavery at multiple national parks, according to 4 people familiar with the matter, including a historic photograph of a formerly enslaved man showing scars on his back. That is the aforementioned Peter Gordon.
And as you can see, okay, this devil thinks he's smart, okay? But the Lord, Yahweh Shai, okay, has given him the spirit to do what he's doing on this earth before he takes him down. This is the book of Psalm 64 and down verse 5. It reads, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privy. They say, who shall see them? The Lord, Yahweh Shai, sees everything. He sees everything. And he's actually put the spirit in his men now in the highway and the byway and this unicorn, okay, to also see things and reveal it. We see it and we speak it. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a great diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But power shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Why is it now you have the spirit is on these Edomites to come and reveal the wickedness of their forefathers, okay, which is themselves, okay? You see that they're covered in shame. They're shame because right now you have a nation that is, dwindling, okay? You have economic infrastructure collapsing. You have the morality is pretty much all gone, okay? It's just wicked, okay? And the people are suffering under the rulership of a cruel Lord. And so now they're looking at it. And they're looking at the words that's coming out of our mouths. They're seeing what has happened to us. They heard our cries, which they ignored. But now they're experiencing some of it because why? Deuteronomy 30 and 7, those curses are now moving on them, starting with the lower level Edomites. Okay, and they're realizing that their kings is not serving them any use. It's not useful to them. We know that this is going to eventually, go into a civil war and, catastrophic events taking place here in Great Babylon, America. But the thought, okay, of the wicked, okay, the wicked elites is always cruel, okay? It's always evil. It's always designed to ensnare Jakes, okay? Let's go into Amos 9 and verse 8. Because while we don't know every wicked thing that Esau have committed against us, or what he has committed on this earth, because a lot of things are in secrecy. We've seen it on the news media, and what was once considered good, America being the good guys, is now being revealed that in fact this is the wicked, sinful kingdom. Okay, it says, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord Yahweh Shai. So you Edomites, okay, better prepare for the fact that this land that you so love, so willing to die for, you are going to die for it, okay, because it is wicked. You will get your wish, okay, but the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to save the elect out of this land. This is Psalms 10, and starting with verse 10, it reads, he croucheth and humbled himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He had said aside, power had forgotten. He hid his face, he will never see it. You have to be really bold and prideful to think that the Most High Yahweh Shai can't see what you're doing. He knows your thoughts. In fact, he puts your thoughts in your head. The dream that you have, Yahweh Shema Shai give you those dreams. If it's a good one, he give it to you. If it's a bad one, he gave it to you. If it's a vision, he gave it to you. Whatever decision you make in life is controlled by the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. So in hell, you could be so proud to think that he don't know what you were doing. How can you think that way? And that's the pride of this man, Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man. And he's got Jake fooled, because again it says he croucheth and humbled himself, that the poor one may fall by a strong one. So this is the reason why you have Jakes down in their churches crying for Charlie Kirk. I mean, come on, you know, the elder apostle Taha and several other brothers put out the video concerning this, and it's just wow. Okay? I mean, our people are that lost in the source and can't really see the dragon within this man, that this man is not a lamb, that in fact he really is a dragon. Okay, this is Isaiah 14 and start of verse 21. It reads, prepare a slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shema Shai, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Now this is a whipping that this man got, okay? And this is one of many things here. And they don't want you nowadays, and I had video taken down and I had a strike and all the other stuff. And, you know, and because when you put these images up, okay, you know, and they keep changing their rules, you know, they don't want these to go up because they don't want the world. Right now, this was considered to be something that they were proud of when they would put it out in the history books and, you know, show what they was doing. Oh, that was those people back in the day doing that. That was my great-great-great-grandfather. But now that we've revealed the fact that you are your fathers, that in fact the blood of the children of Israel is on your hands and you will pay for it, they don't want things like this to be out there and revealed. Now I'm going to see if they're going to take this video down, because this man puts this picture up there and he's got 1.1 or 1.3 million subscribers, and he goes up every day and he talks this talk, and he appears to look like an Edomite. I don't know if he is or not, okay, and this lesson is about him, but he's able to do it. Now I'm going to see if they're going to pull the video down when I put it up there, because when I put a picture up like this and other pictures revealing the cruelty of the so-called white man, they take down the video. Okay, they take down the video showing the hypocrisy. Okay, but it's okay if he's doing it because it's educational, right? This is Proverbs 21 and verse 13. It reads, whoso stoppeth his ear at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. Okay, and this is going to be you, Esau. You're going to cry and you will not be heard. Okay, I'm going to close up with that scripture of how you're going to be crying during the time of your judgment, okay, in the kingdom of heaven, when you're catching hell, when you're being abused by us, when you are forced to follow righteous laws, okay, the same way we have to bow down to your unrighteous decrees, to the things that you bring out in order for us to eat, have a job, or whatever the case is like that. Okay, we have to bow down, and there's a lot of things that brothers will not bow down to. So in that case, we will never be, okay, the type of Jakes that this society loves. Okay, and we're not in the spirit of being idols. If you don't like any of us, and I'm going to speak for myself, that's your business. It has no impact on my life whatsoever. Trust me on that. All right. This is Zechariah 11, verse 4 reads, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. This is not holding yourself guilty. What difference does it make now? It's always been a museum. It's always been around. They already made a movie of it. Will Smith star in the motion picture? You made millions of dollars from it. I don't get it. What's the difference? It changes absolutely nothing. All right. But this just goes to show the arrogancy of Esau. It says, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. As long as you, Jake, support this man and his wickedness, you know, you get a church, you know, who crying over Charlie Kirk. I mean, get the hell out of here. That man would not have spit on you if you was on doggone fire. He wouldn't throw piss on you if you was on fire. And yet so you're going to waste that kind of energy and that kind of time. But that's okay. That's okay. That is okay. All right. This is Luke 16 And it's verse 24, we're going to close it here. It says, because this is, remember what I said about, who you close your ear to the cry of the poor, which a lot of you Edomites have, all you Edomites have, okay, including your leaders. Okay, you never hear the cry of Jake of your unfair treatment. Okay, and he goes into the fact that we built this nation, we spilled our blood, and we got nothing to show for it. Okay, we got nothing to show for it except constant being hounded and murdered. And this man is getting ready now to continuously murder us. And we're about to go in Jacob's trouble, which is going to be in the scale. We can't even begin to comprehend. So bad that Yahweh Shemashah has to send the angel to Michael to intervene. To intervene. We are on the chopping block, Jakes. Make no mistake about that. All right? It's just a matter of time. Every day I wake up, I go, it's the day when they're going to start it. It's the day when they're going to really start the mass killings of Jakes. Okay? This is Luke 16, 24 reads, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, this is the so-called white man and his judgment in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, when he is now getting that judgment that we got for our iniquities. Have mercy on me and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue. In case you don't know and you're new to this, Lazarus represents the 12 tribe of Israel. Okay? For I am tormented in this flame, and he's not in the fire. This is the condition that he's in. Because if you're a vile creation like Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, then you're going to have a very difficult time following the laws in the kingdom. Not doing abominable things such as sodomy or being a fag, okay, or eating abominable food or worshiping idols and those things. So he's going to have a very difficult time, on top of the fact that he's still going to have that proud spirit on him, even though he's in such a low state. Okay, and the children of Israel, okay, starting with the elect and the 144,000 are going to be gods, immortals. And there's not going to be any weapon. Esau's not going to be able to defend himself or fight back or whatever case like that. And he's just going to have a very, very, very hard time adjusting to his environment and the treatment that he's going to be getting. It says, but Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things, but now he's comforted, thou art tormented. So this whipping and these marks are going to be a joke. Trump, you can do whatever you want to do to try to hide your iniquity, but the Lord has not forgotten, and you all of you Edomites, starting with Amalek, you will all pay for what you have done to the children of Israel. The Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, will make you pay. Lord willing, to let us satisfy, let's close by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.